A Pluralist Order by Common Man. Chapter 7: Initiative, Recall, and Referendum. Basic Rights for Self-Determination. In 1992, the United States Congress passed the 27th Amendment. Its purpose was to prevent congressional representatives from giving themselves a raise. The amendment did so by requiring an election before the raise went into effect. It was entirely unnecessary. First, the problem had largely been eliminated by linking congressional pay to the cost of living index. Second, there are much easier ways to solve such a problem. There are solutions which can provide a method for our government to be more representative of its people. The solution can be found in the three great democratic tools: initiative, recall, and referendum. What are they? Let us start with the first great democratic tool, initiative. An initiative allows citizens to bypass their representative and directly propose legislation. It is a form of direct democracy, as the citizen directly proposes legislation that could, in fact, become a part of our law. Many places around the world allow initiatives in their national governments. These include the highly successful Western European nations of Liechtenstein and Switzerland, among others. In the United States, 24 individual states have an initiative process. In addition to direct initiatives, there are also processes whereby an initiative can be given indirectly. In an indirect initiative process, the proposal of the citizen is presented to the legislature for a vote instead of going directly onto the ballot. Indirect initiatives are often called legislative initiatives, whereas direct initiatives are sometimes called ballot initiatives. No two government jurisdictions have exactly the same requirements for their initiative process. However, they usually all include some form of preliminary filing requirement, a review for compliance, giving the proposal a title and summary, circulating a petition to garner the needed support, and finally, submission of the petition to a government official for verification. This great democratic tool is often considered the most empowering by its supporters, but a chaos maker by its detractors. For its supporters, initiatives are not only empowering, but also act as a fertilizer in the soil of the fields of civic responsibility. The more involved a citizen is in their government, the larger stake they own in that government, thus promoting pride in that government and how it functions. A level of care and responsibility that one has for their own possessions, as it truly is one. The second great democratic tool, referendum, generally refers to any measure that appears on the ballot. There are two primary types, legislative and popular. A legislative referendum is presented by representatives and placed on the ballot for a citizen vote. The popular referendum gets placed on the ballot through a voter petition drive. The popular referendum is different from an initiative in that it does not propose new legislation, but allows voters to repeal or affirm existing statutes. A third form of referendum, the rarely used advisory referendum, allows the government to gauge voter opinion. This is not much different than the government running an official opinion poll. But how many people will get out of their own home to give their opinion? Referendum is the least controversial of the three great democratic tools. All states in the United States allow for some form of referendum. 24 states even allow for popular referendums. This is a step towards more direct democracy that most citizens can agree upon. The final great democratic tool is one that allows the electorate to remove and replace their representatives before the end of their term. It is known as the right of recall. Recall differs from impeachment in that it does not require a criminal offense. Instead, recall is a political tool allowing citizens to remove a representative for no specific grounds. The electorate may merely not approve of the job the representative is doing and therefore can recall either him or her. It is obvious that recall is more effective than the 27th Amendment. In fact, recall renders the 27th Amendment unnecessary. However, only 18 states in the United States have the right to recall their representatives. Furthermore, there is no right to recall nationally elected officials like the president. Earlier, we discussed the need for a blockchain-powered app to enable citizens to vote. Imagine if the three great democratic tools were incorporated into this app. One can see how this would ease participation in government by the average citizen. If we truly believe in popular sovereignty, giving the three great democratic tools to all people around the world should be our ultimate goal.